this is Soul for Real. That's me right there. And I'm going to talk to you today about something I do with my students to schedule conferences. Now, as a teacher, it's always good to schedule conferences, especially with your online students, just so you can kind of sit down with them for about 15 minutes and see where things are heading. So they're about ready to write their big paper. So I sent out this announcement that said, hey, please schedule a time to meet with me to discuss your final paper. And then I gave them this link to TimeDriver. And what's really cool about TimeDriver is that it's a program on the web. They have free accounts and paid accounts. And what it does is it allows for students to check availability and then to schedule their own appointments. So here I can click here as a student, and you can see that there are 3 days available: today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And when they click on the day, it gives them the available times. And what's really cool is that all they have to do is then just click on the time that they want and click next. And then it gives them the information. Please remember to call Dr. Cooper. And then I'm using my Google Voice number so I can screen the calls. And then if they have a little message for me, for instance, it doesn't say anything about meeting in person, but if they want to, they can type in, can I meet you in person? And then you hit next, and then it gets scheduled. Now, that's not the best thing, because once it gets scheduled, I then get an email that shows that the student scheduled an appointment and at the time that they scheduled it for, and it automatically gets added to my calendar. So here you can see in my calendar for those 3 days, let's go ahead and look at the day view. I have conferences scheduled. So they automatically get put in there, and I can see that Wendy is at 12, Jack's at 3 or 2:45, and then later in the evening today I have 3 more. So it's really cool because I can check my agenda and see who I have scheduled and then prepare myself for these students. And they all have the number to call, and when it's time to call, they can do so. Now, what's also cool about it is because I'm using the calendar, I can also go in and edit the event, and I can send reminders from the calendar to them because their email address is attached to this. So I can just go ahead and send out a reminder to all of the guests in the conference and remind them that they need to meet me. So this is what TimeDriver looks like. And if I want to create a new schedule book, I can do so. But let's go ahead and look at the one that I already scheduled. What it does is it gives you a chance to put in the details that you need. So you can edit the details of the conferences or whatever appointments that you want to set up, set the time duration, the description, and decide if you want it to be in person or by phone, and give them the following phone instructions. And then when you click next, it asks for you to write a welcome message, so I can edit the welcome message. And this is the message that the students will see when you send it out to them. And once I'm done with that, I can finish, and then I go to the next, which is the appointment availability. So then I click in here, and this is where I get to decide what times I want to make available for the students. So here you can see that for this week, oops. Okay, so for this week I have these times available, and if I wanted to add some new times, let's say this isn't for real because it's Thanksgiving, I could add it like that, and these are the times that will be automatically added to uh, um, my availability. Just go ahead and delete that. And then once I've decided all of the times that I want for students to be able to schedule an appointment, I say finish, and then those are the times that are available. Then you get this handy dandy link, and then from there I can do one of two things. I can post like I did on their blog, so they have this announcement where the link is posted, but I can also send out an email right from here. So I have email invitations. Now, this is what I really like because I can tell who has been in and who's scheduled. So if I go down to this group, I sent out 31 invitations, and I can see that these students here opened up the invitation and made appointments. So as I scroll down, I can see that these three visited, but they didn't make an appointment, and all of these students haven't responded at all. So that kind of gives me an idea of who's paying attention, who's looking, and so forth. I can also click on the appointment, and I can respond to an email to the students via email. once they have responded or scheduled an appointment. Can't talk today. So that's what I really like about this. And then, of course, I have my appointment inbox. So I can click on my appointment inbox to see when the appointments are, for what time and what day. But I like looking at the calendar for that because calendar either in agenda mode or day mode. It gives me a better idea, and even week mode of when I need to meet with students. So that's my handy dandy tip for you today, TimeDriver. So if you're not familiar with it, check it out.